Okay, so we're approaching the 48-hour mark, and of course he knows I'm here and he's shielding. Um, they line of sight you very much on purpose because they don't want you to see what's going on. But you can see I got a lot of white eggs. I'm getting a very clear shot here. Here we go. There's also several black speck ones. They try to line of sight you. So it doesn't look fantastic, but it ain't over. And these black ones can hang in for just another day. They might pop off, but my hopes are not high. And you know, clearly I'm either doing something wrong, or I'm probably doing something wrong. And clearly the answer might be, you know, go RO, but it's just a little beyond my price point right now. So but very many people have told me my fish are just too young, and this is kind of how it goes. They slowly get more successful each time they try, and by rights, I didn't even expect any of my fish to start laying eggs until June, July, from an age perspective. So this particular pair is very advanced for its age and its size, I guess, in that regard, and that's probably, you know, the guys I'm talking to locally here, they're telling me, no, this is just, you just got to go through this, and this is part of it. So I'm going to put the brakes on trying to spend money on this issue, because I might be just throwing money out the window, and they're too young. Like I said, deploying RO, it's just too much at this point in time for me, and I've got to listen to people who are telling me, you know, they're just too young, and they're likely right. So but who knows, you know, see what happens. But if they're slowly getting there, then I guess what we'll see is eventually a couple of babies will make it. We'll get a small brood, and then it'll increase from there. So like I said, these two are ahead of the game in my book. I didn't think I'd be here until, you know, spring, early summer, late spring, early summer, and we're still early spring, and they've been doing this for, God, near 2 months now, I think. They've been trying and failing for about 2 months. Everybody's doing real nice over here. Been keeping a close eye on little yellow diamond. And he's pooping good again, finally. He's been a little on, a little off. They're just waking up right now. She's slow to wake up in the morning, but she'll be fine. I get in there with the food, she'll be right up front. She's just still resting. Hopefully that rest will help her grow. She's my biggest problem fish, in the sense that she's a fussy eater. I have to literally get down there with my hands and make sure she's getting her food. And she only likes particular food, so she goes nuts on what she likes. But what she won't do is she won't eat the pellets. The pellets is what make my fish grow. You know, she eats plenty of beef heart, but beef heart doesn't seem to have enough in it Those pellets are what do it. And she likes beef heart, she likes bloodworms, and she likes flakes. But she needs to eat the pellets. And once they get to eat on to eating pellets, they can get, discus are very hard to get. You can't just make, oh here, eat this. You could send me a new food tomorrow that's the best food in the whole world, and I could drop in this tank and they'll just look at it. They'll just look at it like that's a foreign object, and I will not risk my life on it. They're very picky about what they want to eat. And that's another problem with these fish, is getting them on to a diet that works. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, and that's what's going on with her. So I have to feed her what she wants, just to keep her alive. And I mean, her head's good and thick, and she's got what she needs. Her fins are clear, and she poops clean. But she needs an appetite. And you know, it's not parasites because she's been well cleansed. She's just a fussy little bitch. Pardon my language. I'm getting a little too sweary. I gotta stop doing that. In real life, I slip them out like that, but on YouTube, I gotta stop. I'm just getting too comfortable. Sorry for those who might find that offensive. Yeah, everybody's coming along good. I would say yellow guy had slowed. I might have lost a little bit of growth on him because yellow guy and orange guy here, they were almost the same size a little while ago. And then that stress event came in with the water. Yellow guy had a little bit of poopy problems for a good week, but we've solved them. And boom, orange guy jumped ahead. So you can see I lost some time on yellow guy just because I had a stress event, and then he won't get that time back. He's actually just lost some growth potential there, and that's what's going on with little one. Who I'm calling handlebars all her life because she kind of got deformed fins too. If you look there, they're hook shaped. Shouldn't be like that. It's almost like a human being tongue-tied. It's the flap of skin is pulling it back, and that's a birth defect. So, in all rights, I guess she would have been culled by a professional breeder, but I bought her like that, and that might have something to do with her issues. She's just a little bit not there. But we're going to keep trying with her because she's feisty when she needs to be, and she's not giving up, so I won't give up on her either. We'll keep her going, despite her little deformity. She might just turn out to be a real good mom. You know, just because she has a little problem with her fins doesn't mean, like, I don't know, I guess, yeah, she produces babies, they might well have it too, but if she's got it, all her brothers and sisters can potentially pass that gene anyway, so she'll create a majority of good fish. And yeah, and these are stinker discus, so, you know, pure, her line's pure stinker discus, which you can no longer buy anymore. Pretty much the last period they were selling, the parents of my fish came out of Germany here to Canada, and then stinker sold and sales stopped and everything. No one knows what's going on now. You can't get them. So I'm glad I got a tank full of them, because I don't know, you know, just can't get them now. Not directly from stinker anyway. But yep, blues are doing good, but you can see one of them's taken off and the other one's sort of slowed down a little. And the one who's taken off is actually the one who hurt himself. He had an injury and he was struggling for a while, but he's actually ahead. Actually ahead of the other one, which is good. He's kind of high-bodied, and I really like him. I really like him a lot. So, but I mean, some of these brilliant Turks, they're just taking right off. They're catching up to Big Red in a fast way, and they're an impressive line. I think we're gonna get some serious size out of. I mean, my biggest fish right now is probably Big Bertha. She's behind these two. She's right there. She's surpassed Big Red. She's younger than him by a little bit, but she's going nuts. She's gonna be a monster, and she's got the appetite that like she's eating like she's still going. Big Red, he eats good too, but he's slowing down. People are gonna get bigger than Big Red. A lot of these Turks are going to get bigger than him by the looks of things. And I'll have some massive Turks. The orange ones, maybe not so much by the end of it. Except for him, he's coming along like he's figuring out. He's in overdrive. I'm impressed with this little guy. So happy I bought him. He's turning out to be something else. Like, from a growth perspective, he might be the fastest growing fish I've ever seen. Although Big Bertha really, when she took off, boy, she took off. But he's taken off like that, and maybe it's a girl. Who knows? Everybody says the boys grow fast when I read, but in my tank it seems to be the girls growing fast, and I don't know. But yeah, he's an impressive fish. Totally been healthy the whole time, just rocking the world, eating everything in sight. Big Red was fussy in the beginning. It took me about 3-4 months of just feeding this fish bloodworms to keep him going, and then finally, maybe even 5 months, and then finally he jumped on pellets and started getting some real growth. But this little guy jumped on pellets like right away. He learned fast, and he's just rocking it. He's caught up to the blues. He's gonna pass the blues. I don't know if he'll pass the Turks, but he's doing great. So yeah, you'll get different results with different fish, and that's to be expected because they're like people, they're individuals, and they all have their own problems. But some of them really like eating, and others are fussy. So people are just like that too. But yeah, when you see a variety of growth like this, you got most of your fish growing fast, and maybe just a couple of them with finicky issues. That's in a tank full of lots of fish. That's to be expected. When all your fish, are not growing, and all your fish are staying 3 or 4 inches, then something's wrong. Then you got to start reassessing yourself. So, really need her to grow though. You can't stay that small forever, because it starts to. What happens is their skeletons don't grow, and their brains and their eyeballs do, and they get a serious case of encephalitis, and the brain swelling, getting too big for the skull, and that'll take a fish out. So stunting Discus is not a good thing. I'm doing everything I can to get her to grow, but she won't be a 10-inch Discus now. She's lost too much time. She will be a 4 or 5-inch Discus by the time she's done. Tops. She'll never be huge. He will be huge. And you gotta look at that eyeball to body size ratio. How many eyeballs can you fit from top to bottom? And if it's not 4 or 5, then your fish is stunting. And that's probably what's going on with her. She's got pretty big eyes now. And that's what happens. You lose time. They lose time. You got 15 months to get it right. And she's not right. I've tried. I'm trying real hard, and everybody else is doing good. Sometimes, you know, they're born with problems, like her fins, for example. She might have more problems. The fins just might be a symptom. She could just, you know, have other intellectual problems that are keeping her down. So I've let this one go on for a while, but, you know, I just enjoy looking at the fish, filming the fish, watching them do their thing, thinking about their problems instead of mine. Hope you all have a wonderful day.